AI has been taking over the world for a while now. Oh my god. AI art, AI modeling, AI generated Jesus pictures on Facebook, AI podcasts.
Smash or pass? Oh, yes, here we go again, girl.
You name it, AI has probably already done it. But what I was mostly interested in seeing is AI generated recipes. And can they live up to recipes created by humans? Can you even notice a difference in flavor, the texture? Oh, it's finally time for humans to drop the towel and leave the kitchen. Get out! To find out, I'm gonna follow two recipes, one created by ChatGPT and another created by a real person. I'm gonna follow both recipes to the T. No moderations, no substitutions, and same ingredients. And finally, to find out which cookie is the best, I'm gonna have my friend blind taste test them. So, it's all very exciting. I mean, you can say you're not at least a little curious to see what an AI think is the best chocolate chip cookie is. Because how would an AI know how much flour to use or how many eggs to use? It's all very confusing. Usually food bloggers go through very extensive and expensive recipe testing to make sure that their recipe can be recreated by somebody who's not as experienced in the kitchen, which is not something that AI can do, nor is it capable of doing. What I'm trying to say is that people put so much effort into their craft. I know the use of AI is a very controversial topic nowadays, but I would love to know your opinion on this. But more importantly, do you think AI belongs in the culinary world? Or is it finally time to pull the plug? Sorry, I had to. To conduct this very important research, I had to find a recipe that could go head to head with ChatGPT. Now, like anybody else, I went to YouTube to find a recipe, and the first thing that came up was how to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie by tbsp, and it has 35 million views. Now, I do think this is probably the best contender for this episode, but in this recipe they use something called cake flour, which is not something that is readily available in Italy. So instead I found another recipe called the best chocolate chip cookie you ever had from the website Joy Food Sunshine, created by Laura. And it has over 12,000 reviews and 4.99 stars. So I feel like we can trust Laura's cookies. I mean, look at this extensive detail that I'm probably not gonna read. A bit of a heads up, Laura's recipe actually makes 36 cookies. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste food, so I'm gonna make 1/6 of the recipe to yield about 6 cookies exact. So I hope it's not gonna make that big of a change, but I don't think it will anyways. Now that we have a recipe from a human, now we had to get a recipe from ChatGPT, which was alarmingly easy. All I had to do was to just write out a prompt and boom shakalaka bam bam, I got a recipe. Now we can finally make these goddamn cookies. I'm looking at both of these recipes and they are vastly different from one another. The ingredient amounts are both very different. According to ChatGPT, you need double the amounts of what Laura thinks you need to make 6 cookies. Anyways, enough of me blabbering. Let's get on with our first recipe, which was created by a human. Okay, we have all the ingredients ready and prepped, so we can finally start this recipe. Not gonna lie, measuring these ingredients was a mess because they were so precise. Who the hell measures 37 grams of butter? But the worst one was the egg, because I had to measure 1/3 of an egg. But I was able to figure it out, so we are okay. So the first step is, in a medium bowl, mix flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt and set aside. Pretty easy so far. Cream together butter and sugar until combined. Okay. Oh. I need that ball. No, we just started this recipe and I'm already making mistakes. Pretty easy so far. Okay, I got my hand mixer. Now we can cream together butter and sugar, which is the next step. Next, I have to add the egg and vanilla to this and beat until well combined. It says about a minute, so I'm gonna beat it for exactly 1 minute. It's been a minute, but I can still see the sugar that has not been dissolved yet. I don't know if it's a problem, but I do have to also continue because I want to also follow the recipes as exact. For the best measure, I'm also gonna give it 1 minute in case I did something wrong. It's not exactly Laura's fault if I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? I don't know if it can be picked up by the camera, but it's very grainy, so I'm a bit concerned, but I can't do anything about it either. Now I'm supposed to add in the flour and mix until well combined, and we should have our cookies. I don't want to use the hand mix too much after adding the flour because it can create the gluten, so I'm gonna go with the handy dandy spoon for the next step. Okay, but it's actually forming a good dough, I feel like. We'll see how it is, obviously. I know there's no such thing as too much chocolate, but in this case I feel like it is gonna be too much. Well, I'm just gonna follow the recipe as exact because I'm not a baker. Laura is, so she knows what she's doing. Anyways, now I'm supposed to add in the chips and mix them together. Okay, I feel like it actually formed a really solid dough. Obviously, we won't know how it tastes until we bake it. Don't worry, I washed my hands. Even if I didn't, it's just me and my friends who are going to be eating it. So, I'm not going to bake these cookies today itself because I want them to be fresh as possible when I'm serving it to my friend. So instead, I'm going to put these in the Ziploc bag and bake when it's ready. I'm definitely tasting the undissolved sugar particles, but we'll see how that's gonna affect the cookies honestly when they bake. But regardless, we have 6 cookies. They may not be uniform, but they have personality, and that's what matters. So now that Laura's recipe is done, it's time for the ChatGPT's recipe. Okay, now we have all the ingredients that we need for our second recipe that was generated by ChatGPT. Oh, okay. In a bowl, cream, butter, brown sugar and white sugar until smooth and slightly fluffy. This is interesting because in the other recipe, it just said to combine. In this one, it says to actually combine until slightly fluffy. So we have a texture that we are supposed to go forward. You know what I mean? I don't want to come to any conclusions, but is AI kinda winning right now? Obviously, we don't know until we taste the thing because the recipe could be good, but if it doesn't taste as good, that's a problem. I seem to have the same problem that I had with the sugar from my last recipe. Maybe I got the wrong type of sugar, but this is the sugar that I use for every recipe, so I don't know what's happening, why it's not combining very well. I've been like beating this for about 2 minutes now, but if anything, it does look slightly fluffy, so I think we are right on the mark on that. So I guess we can move forward to our next step and mix in the egg yolk and not the white and vanilla until fully combined. Okay, in the last recipe it didn't really mention if I should add the egg white or the egg yolk. I combined them first and then added it. But in this recipe they specify to only use yolk. I'm curious about if there will be any taste difference or a texture difference. I think it's well combined. Hopefully it is, because unlike the other recipe, this did not tell me how long I should whisk it. It just said to mix it. So the next step is, in a separate bowl, whisk together flour, baking soda and salt. Fold the dry ingredients into the wet mixture until well combined. Don't overmix. The key word is to fold the dry ingredients. And usually when you're folding stuff, you do need a spatula, so I'm using mine. Now I wouldn't say that I'm very good at folding, but I think this is how you do it. Oh my god. Wait, the cookie batter is actually forming. This is cool. And now it actually has a good consistency. So I think Yeah, okay. Now all I had to do is to dump the chocolate chip and make 6 little cookie balls, and we are done with this recipe as well. I'm not gonna lie, this batter seems a bit too wet, but since we are going to freeze it, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I do think it's a bit too wet. So I'm going to stop manhandling this batter and just make some cookie balls and put it in the freezer. See, it is sticking to my hand way too much, but it could be the butter that was too soft, but it said to use soft butter. I used soft butter, so let me taste test. Weirdly enough, this is not very flavorful at all. Like, I cannot taste anything other than the sugar, which is not dissolved at all. Okay, now I have both of our cookie batters. This one, the human recipe, is very pale in color, while the ChatGPT recipe is more colorful in my opinion. But in this recipe, we also did use more brown sugar, so that could have been the reason why it is more brown. And so regardless, we have both our cookie doughs, and tomorrow I'm gonna come back and bake them, and we can finally taste test them. Okay, it's the next day and it's time to bake these cookies. I'm not gonna lie, getting them out of the freezer and putting them into the tray, it was pretty easy. I had to bake these at 2 different temperatures. Because of that, I decided to bake them separately as well to make it as fair as possible to both of these cookies. And yeah, this is my friend Julia, by the way. You might have seen her in my other videos as well. She's very popular in this channel. And also we have a podcast called The Phone Call. It is now available on Spotify and YouTube, so please check it out if you have time. But yes, now that all of our cookies are out of the oven, it's time to taste test. Now we have both of our cookies. Initially, I told Julia that this concept is about 1-star versus 5-star cookie recipe, which is initially what I wanted to do. But I could not find a 1-star cookie recipe anywhere. So if you can find one, please DM me. But regardless, the whole time she did not know that one of these recipes was an AI.
1 star and 5 star.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I kind of liked you until this point. There's no such thing as a 1-star cookie.
What the hell?
One of these cookies is a 5-star recipe, which was created by a human. The other recipe was created by AI.
Bombastic side eye.
Yes.
So this one is AI?
I'm not gonna say which one is which.
Yeah, I had a bad feeling with AI cookies.
Yeah, she told me before we even talked about it. I told her that we are doing 5-star versus 1-star cookie recipe, but she said she actually tried an AI cookie before and it did not work out at all.
No, the dough, when it's like at room temperature, it was melting without the oven, and when I put it inside the oven also it was melting, and then it became like very spreaded, and then I can just lick it off from it's just like that. So it was horrible. And where did I find the recipe? ChatGPT.
Which one would you like to try first? A or B?
A.
A. Okay, let's try. Oh my god, is it hard?
So
Okay, it seems like a very chewy and a gooey cookie in the middle.
I feel like this has all the components at the moment.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Crispy and chewy.
It's very chewy. It's a very thin cookie.
Thin.
This is the first time a cookie recipe actually worked for me. Usually cookie recipes don't work for me, so I'm very surprised. Anyways, let's try the cookie B. Are you ready? Okay.
It's not crispy, is it?
It's really not.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I like this.
Really?
Yeah, that is crispy and everything. This
This is
doesn't
more
have.
chewy.
Yeah, it is chewy. It doesn't have a big kind of a crisp, but it's very soft. You know. That, on the other hand, has the more of a biscuit texture. This doesn't seem. Even when you're breaking, you don't even hear a sound of it. Okay.
I agree.
This is very soft, very easily. You can kill it very easily.
Kill it?
Yeah. Taste wise, I like this.
I honestly prefer this one. It depends on your
Yeah.
personal preference at the end of the day. I like a little bit of a crispy cookie. While it is also chewy, I like a little bit of crispy. This was extremely chewy and was not that bit crispy. But then again, maybe it would have been more crispier if I left it in the oven a bit longer. But like I said before, I wanted to follow the recipes as exact as I possibly could. So yeah.
If both in combination, if this taste was there and the crispiness of that would have been there, it would have been perfect. Like it would be having all of it. So people would go for that because it's a cookie, right? Cookies are supposed to be that, not being very cakey or anything. So majority would be this, but personally this is my one.
It's funny that you mentioned cakiness because this one does not have any baking powder, it only has baking soda. This one has baking powder and baking soda.
Yeah, we thought this would be very cakey,
Exactly.
the way it domed up and everything. But
So
yeah,
anyways, which one do you think is AI?
that one is AI.
No, this is AI.
Really?
This was generated by an AI.
Send me the recipe.
Like this crisp. Look at it. And
Yeah, that is crispy. I like that because of that. See? No. I have to say, the cookie, even though the one that I like, it tastes way better. The crunchiness of the cookie is entirely from the sugar. I can still feel the sugar bits.
I don't know if it can be picked up by the camera, but it's very grainy. Anyways, this is our really important experiment that we just conducted.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This is my Instagram and this is my TikTok and this is my podcast channel.
And we will see you in my next video. Bye.